Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. In a fiery speech in the Lok Sabha on Monday, leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi launched a sharp attack on the ruling BJP, asserting that Hinduism is not about spreading fear, hatred and falsehoods. His remarks came during a discussion on the motion of thanks to the President's address to a joint sitting of Parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi intervened during Gandhi's speech, stating that calling the entire Hindu society violent is a serious issue. Gandhi retorted, saying the BJP and the RSS are not the entire Hindu society. The Congress leader further emphasized that all religions talk about courage, citing Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism to underline the importance of fearlessness. He accused the BJP of launching systematic attacks on the constitution and the fundamental idea of India, noting that millions of people have resisted the ideas proposed by the ruling party. He said that he was attacked on the orders of Prime Minister Modi. There were 20+ cases against him, his house was taken away. He was subjected to 55 hours of interrogation by the Enforcement Directorate, Gandhi said. Despite these challenges, the MP from Rai Bareli expressed pride in the collective effort to protect the constitution. Gandhi also expressed his contentment at being in the opposition. During his speech, Gandhi showed a picture of Lord Shiva, which prompted Speaker Om Birla to remind him that rules do not allow displaying placards in the House. Gandhi reiterated that all religions, including Islam and Sikhism, emphasize courage and the importance of being fearless.
और दूसरी तरफ शिव जी कहते हैं डरो मत डराओ मत, अभय मुद्रा दिखाते हैं, अहिंसा की बात करते हैं, त्रिशूल को जमीन में गाड़ देते हैं, और जो लोग अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो 24 घंटा हिंसा हिंसा हिंसा, नफरत नफरत नफरत, असत्य सत्य असत्य। हिंदू धर्म में साफ लिखा है, सत्य के साथ खड़ा होना चाहिए, सत्य से पीछे नहीं हटना चाहिए, सत्य से नहीं डरना चाहिए। अहिंसा हमारा प्रतीक है। अभय मुद्रा ऐसे कीजिए, अभय मुद्रा। ये आप बात समझिए, आप बात समझिए। ये इसलिए चिल्ला रहे हैं क्योंकि तीर जाके दिल में लगा है, दिल में जाके तीर लगा है, इसलिए ये चिल्ला रहे हैं। देखो चुप हो गए, देखिए स्पीकर साहब चुप हो गए सब।
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge on Monday took potshot at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's statement that last 10 years of his rule was just a trailer and picture abhi baki hai, saying the third term of NDA has seen exam paper leaks, terror attack in J&K, train accident, airport canopy collapse, bridges cave-ins and toll tax hike. Participating in the discussion on the motion of thanks to the President's address in the Rajya Sabha, Leader of Opposition Kharge said the Prime Minister during the Lok Sabha election campaign stated many times that last 10 years was just a trailer, the real picture is yet to come. Listing out many recent incidents, Kharge pointed out that there have been exam paper leaks, cancellation of many examinations, train accident, 3 terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir, leakages in Ram Temple, collapse of canopy at 3 airports, increase in toll taxes and depreciation of rupee. Kharge said the future of 30 lakh students has been affected due to recent paper leaks. If this keeps happening, students will stop their study, he said. In the last 7 years, there have been paper leaks 70 times, Kharge said, adding that this has affected future of 2 crore students. Expressing dismay at President's address to the joint sitting of Parliament last week, he said the speech did not make any mention of the Manipur situation. Kharge said the PM did not visit Manipur, which has been burning since the last 1 year. Accusing the PM of trying to divide the society through his speeches during polls, he said no Prime Minister has done this before.
घमंड और ये ऐसा ही भाषण करते थे, ये घमंडी गठबंधन, हमको घमंडी बोलते थे। अरे घमंड तो टूट गया आपका। और आज आपको वो नारा नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा 400 पार का, अब तो 200 पार में है। अभी बड़े मुश्किल से आए तो अरे बैठो। मैंने पिछले भाषण में भी कहा था कि बीजेपी सरकार जनता को जरूरी मुद्दों से सिर्फ ध्यान भटकाने की राजनीति करता है। हम किसानों की बात करते हैं तो मोदी जी भैंस खोलने की बात करते हैं। हम बीजेपी द्वारा देश को बांटे जाने की सोच पर बात करते हैं तो मोदी जी औरंगजेब और मुगल की याद करते हैं। हम बेरोजगारी, पेपर लीक की बात रखते हैं तो मोदी जी मंगलसूत्र और मुजरा की याद करते हैं। हम महंगाई पर बात करते हैं तो बीजेपी विदेशों में महंगाई की बात करने लगती है, देश का छोड़ के।
Several India Bloc MPs staged a protest in Parliament premises on Monday against the alleged misuse of probe agencies by the government to target opposition leaders. Leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi and several leaders of the India Bloc, including those from the TMC and AAP, participated in the protest on the steps leading to the Makar Dwar in Parliament. The opposition leaders carried placards which read "Stop misusing agencies to silence opposition and join the BJP and get a license for corruption." AAP MP Raghav Chadha held a poster that showed Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal standing behind bars. Opposition MPs raised slogans demanding release of 3 arrested ministers in West Bengal and stopping misuse of the Enforcement Directorate against Rashtriya Janata Dal leader Tejaswi Yadav and against former Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. The whole India bloc is united against the misuse of central agencies against opposition leaders, Congress leader Rajiv Shukla said. The opposition protest comes days after a court here sent Kejriwal to judicial custody till 12 July in a corruption case related to the alleged excise scam. He was formally arrested by the CBI last week. Previously, he was arrested by the ED in a money laundering case linked to the policy. He was recently granted bail by a trial court that was stayed by Delhi High Court. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to address the National Democratic Alliance's parliamentary party meeting on Tuesday, in what will be his first speech to the MPs of the ruling bloc during the first session of parliament since he assumed office for a third term. Though Modi in the past had addressed the NDA MPs on a few occasions, especially when he was elected as their leader ahead of all his 3 terms, he generally speaks at the meetings of Bharatiya Janata Party MPs during sessions. Official sources said all members of parliament of the BJP and its allies have been notified about Tuesday's meeting and asked to attend it. The development assumes significance as the BJP, for the first time since 2014, has lost the majority in the Lok Sabha in the recently held polls and depends on its allies for the government's continuation. While the BJP won 240 seats, its allies won 53, leading to the NDA comfortably crossing the halfway mark in the 543-member House. The NDA meeting comes amid discussions going on in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha on the motion of thanks to President Draupadi Murmu's address to a joint sitting of Parliament. Modi is expected to reply to the discussions in both houses. Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi and Speaker Om Birla had a verbal exchange in the Lok Sabha on Monday when the Congress leader questioned why he bowed down before Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Speaker Birla responded saying he maintains the tradition of bowing to elders. Gandhi, however, said the Speaker is the tallest leader of the House. Participating in the debate on the motion of thanks to the President's address, Gandhi talked about the first sitting of the 18th Lok Sabha when the Speaker was elected and he, along with Prime Minister Modi, walked the Speaker to his podium. Entire treasury benches rose in an uproar on this remark. Union Home Minister Amit Shah also intervened and said this is an allegation on the chair. Birla, however, said that he was keeping the tradition of bowing to the elders. The speaker said that it is his culture to bow down to elders and even touch their feet if required. Gandhi said he respects what the speaker said, but added that no one is bigger than the speaker in this house and everyone should bow to him. He said that H will bow to speaker and so would the entire opposition. He said the speaker is the custodian and the last word in the Lok Sabha.
When Modi ji went and shook your hand, and I went and shook your hand, I noticed something. When I shook your hand, you stood straight like this and shook my hand. And when Modi ji shook your hand, you bowed down and shook his hand.
ये आसन के सामने आरोप है, ये चेयर के सामने आरोप कर रहे हैं माननीय।
Now with all respect, sir, सच है।
मैं इस बात को आसन से कह रहा हूं कि मेरी संस्कृति और संस्कार यही है कि
सर,
बड़ों
स्पीकर
का झुककर और आवश्यक हो तो पैर छूकर सम्मान करो और बराबर जो उम्र से छोटे हैं उनसे बराबर का व्यवहार करो।
स्पीकर सर,
ये हमारी संस्कृति संस्कार है और मैं इस संस्कृति संस्कार की पालन करता हूं।
स्पीकर सर,
The Delhi High Court on Monday dismissed BRS leader K. Kavita's bail pleas in 2 cases of corruption and money laundering linked to the alleged excise policy scam. Justice Swarna Kanta Sharma, who had reserved the order on the 2 bail pleas of Kavita on 28 May, rejected the petitions. Kavita had challenged the trial court's 6th May order by which her bail applications in the CBI's corruption case as well as the ED's money laundering case were dismissed. Kavita's lawyer submitted that of the 50 accused in the excise case, she is the lone woman and urged the court to consider granting her bail as law keeps women on a different pedestal. The Central Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement Directorate opposed Kavita's bail pleas, saying she is powerful enough to influence witnesses. Kavita is in judicial custody in the 2 cases. The scam pertains to alleged corruption and money laundering in the formulation and implementation of the Delhi government's excise policy for 2021-22 that was later scrapped. The Enforcement Directorate arrested Kavita from her Banjara Hills residence in Hyderabad on 15th March. The CBI arrested her in the Tihar jail. In her bail plea, the Bharat Rashtra Samiti leader, daughter of former Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, had said she had nothing to do with the excise policy and there was a criminal conspiracy against her orchestrated by the ruling party at the centre with the active connivance of the Enforcement Directorate. The students' protest at the Jantar Mantar in Delhi against the irregularities in NTA held examinations, such as NEET UG, PG, and UGC NET, ended Monday. Scores of students under the banner India Against NTA started an indefinite sit-in strike against reports of rigging in the said examinations on Wednesday last week. The demands of the students, who called off their strike on the 6th day here, included banning of the NTA and resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. The students were also demanding re-examination of NEET UG and reinstate the old university-specific entrance exam system. The members of the left-affiliated AISA and Delhi University's KYS were among other student outfits who participated in the protests. On the 6th day of the strike, the students gathered at the Jantar Mantar in Delhi and raised anti-NTA slogans, also demanding Pradhan's resignation. They called off their indefinite sit-in strike without mentioning any reason.
मानने को तैयार नहीं थे कि पेपर लीक हुआ है, कोई परेशानी हुई है नीट के रिजल्ट में। अब वो जिम्मेदारी लेने के बजाय उन्हीं के कार्यकाल में एनटीए को टेंडर दिया गया, 2017 में एनटीए बना, 2019 से वो नीट का एग्जाम करवा रहा है, उन्हीं के कार्यकाल में हुआ है, भाजपा के कार्यकाल में हुआ है। एनटीए पिछले 7 सालों में 70 से ज्यादा पेपर लीक हो चुके हैं एनटीए के रहते हुए, यहाँ पे भाजपा सरकार के रहते हुए। तो अगर आप इतने इनकेपेबल शिक्षा मंत्री हैं तो हम स्टूडेंट्स आप पे भरोसा नहीं करते हैं कि आप आने वाले एग्जाम
Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu on Monday said real welfare is illuminating the lives of people and called the pensions distribution program as a step towards improving their living standards. The Chief Minister made these observations at a public meeting in Penumka village in Guntur district after participating in the first welfare pension disbursal program of the new NDA government. Naidu on Monday participated in the first welfare pensions disbursal program of the new NDA government at Penumka in Guntur district. Renamed as NTR Bharosa Samajika Pensions, the NDA government comprising the TDP, BJP and Jana Sena hiked the statewide welfare pension scheme from 3,000 rupees per month provided during the previous YSRCP government to 4,000 rupees per month. As part of the program, the Chief Minister visited a beneficiary's house and chatted with the family members for some time and then personally handed over the pension money to 3 beneficiaries. Reminding that he took oath as the CM for the 4th time with the blessings of all the people, Naidu said the new government has launched the pension distribution scheme as a first step towards fulfilling the promises made to people.
ప్రతి నెల మొదటి తారీఖున వాలంటీర్లు పెట్టాం కాబట్టి వాలంటీర్లు ఇచ్చారు. ఎన్నికల్లో వాలంటీర్లు వద్దని చెప్పి ఎన్నికల కమిషన్ ఆదేశాలు ఇస్తే ఈ ముసలి వాళ్ళని పంచాయతీ ఆఫీసుకి తిప్పి 33 మందిని ఆ రోజు ప్రభుత్వం చంపేసే పరిస్థితికి వచ్చింది. ఈ రోజు గ్రామ సచివాలయం ఉంది. 1,20,000 మంది ఉన్నారు. 1,20,000 మందిని ఉపయోగించుకుంటే 40-50 పెన్షన్లు ఇస్తే అయిపోతాయి. ఈ రోజు అందుకనే ఆ పట్టుదలతోనే గ్రామ సచివాలయ సిబ్బందితో ఒకే రోజు రాష్ట్రంలో అందరికీ పెన్షన్ ఇచ్చే కార్యక్రమానికి శ్రీకారం చుట్టాం. ఎందుకు జరగదో చూపించాలని. అంటే ఒక మోసం చేసినప్పుడు ఏదైనా సరే ప్రజాహితం కోసం పనిచేయాలి తప్ప చేసింది రైట్ అని నిరూపించడానికి లేకుంటే వేరే ప్రత్యామ్నాయం లేదని చెప్పడానికి ఆ రోజు మీ అందరినీ కూడా చేసే పరిస్థితికి వచ్చారు. దగా మోసం అనునిత్యం 5 ఏళ్లు అబద్దాలతో బతికారు. ఇప్పుడు కూడా అబద్దాలతో బతకాలనుకుంటున్నారు. నా దగ్గర అది వీళ్ళ కాదు. మీలాంటి అబద్దాల కోరల్ని శాశ్వతంగా రాజకీయాలు లేకుండా భూసమాధి చేసే బాధ్యత తెలుగుదేశం పార్టీ ఎన్డీఏ తీసుకుంటామని చెప్పి నేను మీకు తెలియజేస్తున్నా.
Telangana Chief Minister A. Revanth Reddy had a meeting with Governor C.P. Radhakrishnan here on Monday. The Chief Minister is understood to have discussed the bills that would be introduced during the forthcoming budget session of the Assembly and the appointment of MLCs in the governor's quota, official sources said. The sources discounted the possibility of cabinet expansion, as being speculated in media, figuring in the meeting. In a setback to the ruling Congress government, the Telangana High Court in March this year quashed the nomination of M. Kodandaram and Amer Ali Khan as members of the Telangana State Legislative Council under the governor's quota. The High Court, in March, had also quashed the governor's orders dated 19 September 2023 rejecting the nomination of BRS leaders Sravan Dasuju and K. Satyanarayan, whose nomination to the Legislative Council under governor's quota were rejected by then Telangana Governor Tamilisai Soundararajan during the previous BRS regime. Challenging the orders issued by the governor rejecting their nominations as MLCs, Sravan and Satyanarayan had filed writ petitions in the High Court. A court here on Monday sentenced activist Medha Patkar to 5 months simple imprisonment in a 23-year-old defamation case lodged against her by Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena when he headed an NGO in Gujarat. Metropolitan Magistrate Raghav Sharma also imposed a fine of 10 lakh rupees on Patkar. The court sentenced Patkar after considering the evidence before it and the fact that the case went on for over 2 decades. However, the court suspended the sentence for 1 month to enable Patkar to file an appeal against the order. The court rejected Patkar's prayer to release her on the condition of probation. The offence entailed a maximum punishment of simple imprisonment of up to 2 years or fine or both. On 24th May, the court had observed that Patkar's statements calling Saxena a coward and alleging his involvement in Hawala transactions were not only defamatory per se but also crafted to incite negative perceptions about him. Also, the accusation that the complainant was mortgaging the people of Gujarat and their resources to foreign interests was a direct attack on his integrity and public service, it had said. The arguments on sentencing were completed on 30th May, following which the judgment on the quantum of sentence was reserved on 7th June. Patkar and Saxena have been locked in a legal tussle since 2000 after she filed a suit against him for publishing advertisements against her and the Narmada Bachao Andolan. Benchmark Sensex rose by 443 points to close at a new record high while Nifty settled above the 24,100 mark on Monday on buying in banking and IT shares in line with gains in Asian and European markets. The 30-share BSE Sensex rebounded by 443.46 points or 0.56% to close at an all-time high of 79,476.19. During the day, the barometer soared 528.27 points or 0.66% to 79561. As many as 20 Sensex shares closed higher while 10 stocks declined. The broader Nifty rose by 131.35 points or 0.55% to close at a fresh lifetime high of 24,141.95. Intraday, the index hit a high of 24,164, just 10 points short of its lifetime high of 24,174 hit on Friday. Sensex and Nifty had hit intraday record high levels on Friday but closed lower due to profit-taking in blue chips. Among Sensex shares, Tech Mahindra, Ultratech Cement, Bajaj Finance, Hindustan Unilever, Tata Consultancy Services, JSW Steel, Infosys, HDFC Bank, Tata Motors and ICICI Bank were the biggest gainers. NTPC, State Bank of India, Larsen & Toubro, Sun Pharma, IndusInd Bank and Axis Bank were among the laggards. In the broader market, the BSE small cap and mid cap indices raced to record high levels. Small cap gauge jumped 1.58% and the mid cap index climbed 1.11%. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 23.09 crore rupees on Friday, according to exchange data. The Delhi High Court will hear on Tuesday Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's plea challenging his arrest by the CBI in a corruption case related to the alleged excise policy scam. The petition, which was filed on Monday, has been listed for hearing before Justice Neena Bansal Krishna. The AAP national convener has also challenged a 26 June order of the trial court by which he was remanded in the CBI custody for 3 days. On 29 June, Kejriwal was sent to judicial custody till 12 July in the corruption case by the trial court, which said his name has surfaced as one of the main conspirators and as the investigation is still in progress, his further custodial interrogation may be required. Kejriwal was arrested by the CBI on 26 June from the Tihar jail, where he was in judicial custody till 3 July in a related money laundering case filed by the Enforcement Directorate. The CBI had claimed before the trial court that the AAP chief did not cooperate with the investigation and deliberately gave evasive replies. The federal agency had also expressed apprehension that Kejriwal might influence witnesses. Kejriwal, who was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on 21 March, was granted bail by the trial court in the money laundering case on 20 June. However, the trial court's order was stayed by the High Court. The excise policy was scrapped in 2022 after the Delhi Lieutenant Governor ordered a CBI probe into alleged irregularities and corruption involving its formulation and execution. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.